I confess, after getting 29 clients in 42 days with intense networking, I was exhausted and knew I couldn't keep up that pace forever. So I created a sustainable system that kept bringing in quality clients without burning me out and without ads, cold calling, or awkwardly pitching my friends and family. And it works even better than the hard hustle approach I used to launch. Hey, Coach, I'm Ronnie Noyes, recently retired marketing coach with 20 plus years in the business, author of How to Create a Killer Elevator Speech and Quiet Networking. On this channel, I share the smart ideas I wish I'd known when I was a brand new coach just starting out. And if you're just starting out, I know you're probably dreading the idea of pitching your services to friends and family or spending money you don't have on ads that might not work. Well, here's some good news. You don't have to do either. Today, I'm sharing the exact relationship-based strategies that help me build and maintain a full practice in my first year, and that I've taught to hundreds of coaches since then. Look, if you've watched my other videos, you know how I got 29 clients in 42 days through a fairly intense and, let's be honest, exhausting networking strategy. But here's what I didn't tell you. I was completely burned out afterwards. I was attending multiple networking events per week, having tons of one-on-one meetings, and basically treating client acquisition like a full-time job on top of actually coaching people. That's when I realized I needed to shift from hustle mode to building what I call the professional credibility triangle. Three relationship-based strategies that work together to create sustainable client flow while building a solid reputation as an expert. Let me explain exactly how it all works so you can do it yourself. Strategy one, strategic networking, quality over quantity. So instead of hitting every networking event in town, I got strategic. I focused on the three types of groups that deliver different but important results. Leads groups produce the most referrals the fastest because everybody's there specifically to give and receive referrals. But I only joined one quality leads group instead of trying to be everywhere. Local Chamber of Commerce and Business Association events became my reputation builders. These work more slowly than leads groups, but they create something powerful, an invisible network where people talk about you in rooms you're not even in. I've been surprised countless times when someone reaches out saying, I heard about you from 3 different people at the Chamber event. That's when you know your reputation is working for you. The third group was my local Coaches Association chapter. That's right, I hung with my peers on the second Tuesday night of the month, and it sure paid off, not just in skills and community, but in referrals, giving and getting. Strategy 2, speaking, your credibility multiplier. This was my game changer. Speaking immediately positions you as an expert, even if you're presenting to 5 people at a local meetup. Your audience is pre-qualified. They chose to attend because they're interested in your topic seriously. I once got booked to speak at a meeting and only 2 people showed up. Not even the host made it, actually. But I spoke and I sold 2 $147 toolkits and 2 coaching packages. So at the end of the day, totally worth it. I started speaking with free speaking opportunities, lunch and learns, local meetups, business association meetings, online summit. But here's the key. I spoke consistently, not sporadically. This builds momentum and keeps you top of mind in your professional community. The beautiful thing about speaking is that it amplifies everything else. One 20-minute presentation in front of the right people can generate more leads and sales than dozens of random networking meetings. Strategy 3, referral partnerships, the long-term multiplier. This became my most valuable strategy over time, especially when I wanted to take a break from my busy speaking schedule. I identified complementary professionals who served my ideal clients but didn't compete with me. So financial advisors, web designers, bookkeepers, copywriters, printers, business attorneys, and the like. Instead of casual let's refer to each other conversations, I created formal partnerships. We actively promoted each other, did joint workshops, co-authored content, and shared prescriptive referrals. Some of my best clients came through these collaborative relationships. How to make this work? Now, here's where a lot of new coaches get it wrong. They try to be everything to everyone. They network by saying, I'm a life coach and I help people with whatever they need. They speak about transformation or finding your purpose, and they wonder why referral partners don't know who to send them. Let me share my own story because I learned this lesson the hard way. I was a marketing consultant before becoming a coach, a former senior executive at some well known companies in my industry at the time. Business development was never a problem because I had that corporate credibility and the title. But when I decided to coach small business owners and entrepreneurs around marketing and discovered that I needed to dip into the local networking community, I was terrified. I was going from industry events where everyone knew my reputation and my company to networking meetings full of strangers where I had to prove myself all over again. I was so worried about looking like some loser trying to be a coach this week and who knows what the next that I obsessed over creating the perfect elevator speech. I practiced it constantly, researched it endlessly, and well, okay, not actually endlessly. I practiced, I researched, and finally landed on I help small businesses attract more clients that pay, stay, and refer. And I do that by developing a powerful message that demands attention. Here's what happened at the networking and speaking events I attended. After my presentation and even after my personal introduction, I was swarmed. Business owners kept coming up saying, "That's exactly what I need. Clients that pay their bills and refer others. How do you do that?" So I made that my focus. I started talking specifically about how I help people with their elevator speeches and crafting powerful messaging that attracts better clients. I presented at webinars, summits, and podcasts about elevator speeches. I spoke at trade shows, association meetings, and chamber events about powerful introductions that attract great clients. I created helpful downloads about elevator speeches. I even developed a 2-session coaching package specifically for elevator speech development. And then, of course, I wrote a book. Everything I did reinforced the same message. I helped business professionals introduce themselves with confidence and clarity and fix their messaging so that their markets heard them. And so that one tiny thing, that elevator speech, was the key that opened the door to years of profitable coaching, training, and speaking. And yeah, even my first self-published book. Here's the result. Within 6 weeks of intense networking, I had a full practice. Within my first year, I had a mailing list of hundreds of people. I had speaking gigs every month, and I had prospects calling me who I'd never met, but were ready to buy a coaching package before even talking to me. Not because I was the most talented coach in the world, but because I'd become known for solving one specific problem that everybody understood. One of the best compliments I ever received was when a woman at a networking event told me that I was the real deal. She explained that she'd met dozens of coaches over the years who spoke in vague, mystical language and were usually off to real estate or direct sales within 18 months. But I had staying power, consistency, and more importantly, a clear expertise people could understand and remember. That's what the professional credibility triangle does for you. It doesn't just get you clients. It positions you as a real expert who has something significant to offer. And it doesn't have to be some big thing. An elevator speech is just one sentence. But that sentence gave me the credibility and authority I need to attract all the clients I needed. Let me bring this all together for you. The 3 strategies, strategic networking, consistent speaking, and referral partnerships, work because they amplify each other. Networking helps you find potential referral partners and develop your message for speaking opportunities. Speaking builds your reputation as an expert and attracts referral partners as well as clients. Referral partnerships create multiple touch points with potential clients through trusted sources. But the secret ingredient is having one deeply resonant message that you consistently deliver across all 3 strategies. Pick one specific transformation that you help people achieve, and maybe don't call it a transformation. Then build your professional presence around demonstrating that expertise, just like I did. And before you object that you've got more to offer than one thing, remember that choosing a single resonant message isn't about putting you in a box. It's about finding a starting point. So choose one message to focus on right now. You don't have to confine yourself to a single message forever. Just get started. Focus on the one problem you want to be known for solving. I was not the elevator speech queen forever, but after my clients got an elevator speech, they still had marketing challenges, still needed accountability on their marketing initiative, and still needed me. I had some clients for over 10 years that started out with a 2-session elevator speech package. It was how we started, and we just kept going. That said, You need to know that the most qualified leads come from speaking and referral partners, and local networking in leads groups is where you start. That's because it creates a ripple effect where your reputation spreads beyond your direct connections. Together, these three strategies form a sustainable client acquisition system that feels authentic and professional. It's all you at your best. Need more details on how to network to get started speaking? These two videos are where to start. Thanks for watching. I'm Ronnie Noyes reminding you that today is a great day to be a coach.